The Kwara State Police Command has debunked a viral video circulating on social media claiming that bandits who attacked worshippers at the Christ Apostolic Church in Eruku have been arrested. The 2-minute clip shared widely on WhatsApp and Facebook alleged that security operatives had rounded up the attackers in less than 48 hours after the deadly raid. But police spokesperson SP Adeton Ejiri Adeyemi says that the claim is completely false, stressing that no arrests have been made as security agencies continue intensified operations to rescue the abducted victims. And now to discuss this further, we're joined by a security and cyber expert, and that's Egar Augustine. He joins us virtually. Mr. Augustine, many thanks for joining us. I appreciate you for coming on. I mean, what are the underlying factors that are driving these abductions? We're seeing, we've seen 2, there's now Niger, and there's also Kebbi as well. 100 million naira ransom is now being demanded to top all of that. What's going on?
Well, thank you very much. It's my pleasure with this afternoon. I hope I'm clear.
Absolutely, you're loud and clear. Please continue.
All right, so we will not rule out that these elements, they have always had their cells in all those places they're attacking from. They have their formations in every area that they're attacking randomly. So they have always maintained their presence in those areas. But it has always been something of a coordinated attack in the past. But after tension, the statement that brought tension by US President over their military intervention in Nigeria, I think it has really raised a lot of increased attacks. And it becomes something like it's random. I think from what I see now, they are trying to do a self-funding, because you can see what they're demanding from is very random, and they are very out to make money, and that is like get funding, so that they are also preparing the grounds to start. If they use, they are mopping up funds from every angle they can fund their operations. I don't think they are resolute. They don't seem to be people who want to really give out and run away or check out. They really want to get all the money they can get back, get finished, and then stand and do the fighting. And it is like they already have a fragile system. I understand that the system cannot resist them. We don't have, currently there is no system, there is no architecture that can really prevent them from doing what they're doing, and that's why they're getting away with it.
Right, as we're talking about architecture, let's just take a look at the current military and police joint operations that are tasked with rescuing abducted victims and deterring future attacks. How effective have they been in the last 6 months?
Well, I will always give credit to the military. The Nigerian military are very hardworking. They're really doing that because they have been doing it. They have been doing everything that they can to ensure that they do their best, even with the resource that they have. But this is just beyond military. You cannot handle this kind of terror, this asymmetric warfare by the military effort alone. It is a collective effort from every angle to monitor the environment and see that other elements, other architecture is being implemented. Military alone cannot handle it. That is the truth about it. That's why it's going year after year. Because we are all looking up to the military and the federal government. They are overstretched. From what the chief of staff said, he said last year they recruited 10,000. And this year they can't find anybody. They don't have enough time to continue with this battle. And the whole nation is expecting the military. Where they will get the ground soldiers. That's another issue of concern for us.
Now, as we're looking, let's widen the scope, right? The broader implications of social, political, and economic conditions. What are those factors that are contributing to the persistent banditry and targeted violence that we're seeing in these regions?
Well, we cannot rule out. Let me tell you, this separatist ideology is very strong because it is fundamental on some issues. Those who are calling the shots, they understand what they are fighting for. But the people who are being used as the instruments, they look at it as a religion. It's about political and economic dominance within the legal states. That is what they're fighting. So we see that if it is something that don't favor a section of people, we saw this during former President Jonathan's case. When something don't favor a certain section, then they resort to violence. These are principles. These are founding principles on terrorism or separatist ideologies. When something don't favor a group of people, they break out from the society of their own norms. That is what you're seeing here. So that is just what is happening here in Nigeria. The politicians, some of them understand what is going on. From the local to the federal, they understand. The people that are using to fight these battles, some don't really understand. They just use the issue of religion. And they go. I know religion is very strong. It's a strong case.
Right. You taught them as separatists, right? But from what we've seen, there are kidnaps, abductions, and demands of ransom. So why call them separatists? What ideals have they should? They haven't said that, the reasons for this attacks is they're trying to separate the nation. So why separatists?
They're not going to say that. They are not going to say that clearly. But what they are doing is funding. Because you can see right from when the U.S. president came on board, there have been a lot of the aids that they used to receive. So there's a serious monitoring, especially now that Nigeria has been designated as a country of a particular percent. There is actually a lot of monitoring from outside, funding and everything that is moving from all the units. So what they are doing now, no matter the formation you see, whether you call them bandits, whether you call them headsmen, whatever name that you call it, they are the same branches from a big tree. They are the same people. What they are doing now is that if they can't get the funding through the way they used to get, of course the government is tight a bit, they will find another way. What you see now, this random and ransom, is funding. They get it through drugs, hard drugs, pushing of hard drugs. All of these things are part of their way of funding. So the funding is a bit difficult for them from where they used to receive it. That is why you're seeing all these random kidnapping and abductions.
All right. And lastly, just before I let you go, let's talk about, the national security strategy itself. Can the country adjust that, to simultaneously address, the kidnapping, insurgency, and also communal violence that we're seeing? What can they do with the strategy to tailor to the trends?
You see, we have always been talking to our country, but it's like a country that knows what to do and they refuse to do it because they politicize everything. State policing is something that would have helped to caution all this effect if they have started it, if they have accepted it from time, because every state governor will be held accountable for its own security. But now everything, they blame it on the federal government. And federal government, you can see the president, he doesn't know what to do right now. You see, but if it's a state, they have agreed to this state policing for so many years, we have been campaigning for it. Every state will have their own structure because every statement, every state government, they understand they have their own peculiar security challenges, their own psychology. They understand the terrain. So if you give them that little autonomy on their own to manage their security, then you have the federal guards. That is the federal security, so that if there is so much difficulty over here in the state, they will come and help them out. But now everything is dependent on federal government, and federal government, they are overstretched, but they can't say it. The military is overstretched on this. So state policing still seems one of the best things that can happen. With state police, they can activate other little paramilitary that will run for intelligence sharing. This is how you manage security. But now it's like everything is federal government, police federal government, military federal government, and it's very easy to compromise with the system. So the way we are now, I can tell you the truth that we need external hands. We need external hands to help this because the system now is not something that will really work for us. We need an external hand. You can't win the war of terrorism only internally. You can't win it. Even the external people abroad, they will not even trust what you're doing. It took a whole effort from other nations to go and help Syria, help Iraq, all of those nations. So it's something that we need some advanced methods. We need some advanced thinking to help us deal with this. Apart from other economic challenges that we see within our system. So all of it will work together.
All right. I must say thank you, Mr. Egar Augustine, for taking out time to join us this afternoon to give us your insight. Mr. Augustine is a security analyst giving us an insight following the attacks and the abductions of schoolgirls we've seen in Niger and Kebbi as well.